than to be married in someone that's cheating on me.
You know why I don't follow them? I'm gonna tell y'all why I don't follow them. They had said something about me and I responded to them, and then you know what they told me? I hope your daughter gonna grow up to be a like you.
Stefon Diggs just got thrown into a storm nobody saw coming. His ex, Lord Giselle, lit the internet on fire with a leaked tape that allegedly shows Stefon caught up in a wild threesome. And the plot twist? Fans swear Cardi B is right there in the middle of it, tangled up in the chaos. But this isn't just some random scandal dropped out of nowhere. Giselle, who already shares a baby with Stefon, timed her bombshell perfectly, unleashing it right after Cardi announced she's pregnant with Stefon's child. Now everybody's questioning the whole relationship. Was Cardi really in love, or was this just her way of locking down Stefon and snatching the spotlight for herself? The timing is way too messy to ignore. Pregnancy news, a leaked tape, whispers about Stefon living a double life. It's all crashing together like it was planned. Fans are convinced this might be Cardi's most desperate stunt yet, but Giselle isn't about to sit quiet and watch. She's coming with claims about what really goes down between Cardi and Stefon, and she's ready to drag it all into the light. Cardi, on the other hand, is out here acting like nothing can shake her. After she confirmed her pregnancy just days ago, people expected Offset to pop back up with some kind of drama, especially since he's been spiraling ever since Cardi left him. And sure enough, he didn't waste any time. Offset jumped on Twitter and made sure to stir the pot even more. The divorce papers ain't even dry yet, and Offset already had to watch Cardi pop out another man's baby.
I don't follow them. You know why I don't follow them? I'm gonna tell y'all why I don't follow them. They had said something about me and I responded to them, and then you know what they told me? I hope your daughter gonna grow up to be a like you.
He threw a quick timeout on Twitter with a shady post, but then deleted it and surprisingly kept himself on good behavior, for now at least. But the real storm isn't coming from Offset at all, so it's Stefon's ex, Lord L, who's looking salty about him having a child with Cardi and clearly determined to make this mess as loud as possible. With Stefon's reputation as a certified playboy, folks expected L to pop up with some "we still sneaking around" type of tea. But nah, she flipped the script and went nuclear. L claimed Stefon swings both ways, saying he allegedly gets down with men too. That revelation alone had everybody's jaw on the floor, but she didn't stop there. Ella went even further, claiming Stefon never actually cut ties with her while being with Cardi. According to her, he was juggling it all, and allegedly bringing Cardi into the bedroom with his boyfriends for wild threesomes. That's the kind of messy that shakes the internet to its core. Meanwhile, Cardi is facing her own firestorm. Some people are blasting her for moving too fast and having a baby with Stefon right away, but just as many are cheering her on. Think about it. She held it down through Offset's endless cheating, and when she finally walked away, the world waited to see her next move. Now instead of sulking, she's flipping the script and locking in with Stefon, who not only has a bigger bag than Offset, but also proudly shows off Cardi as his woman in public. That kind of public love is something Offset never really gave Cardi, and that's why so many fans see this as a huge win for her. But Giselle's story with Stefon? A whole different nightmare. Unlike Cardi, she never got that proud acknowledgement. Stefon kept her in the shadows, and worse, rumors swirled that he even tried to deny the baby altogether. The backlash she faced was ruthless. Instead of support, she was dragged nonstop by Stefon's fanbase and the Barty gang. People were slapping ugly labels on her, calling her out of her name, and some even crossed the line by throwing shade at her child. In one clip, a troll dropped a cruel comment, and Giselle strongly hinted that both Cardi and her fanbase were behind stirring the hate. She didn't spell it out word for word, but the shade was crystal clear. At this point, it's no secret, Giselle wants nothing to do with Cardi and Stefon's fairy tale. For a while now, she's been firing off subliminals at Cardi, but lately she's not even trying to hide it. Instead of keeping it low-key, she's clowning her right out in the open, and the timing says it all. Right after Cardi revealed her pregnancy, Giselle popped on livestream and started talking reckless.
People get married and still get cheated on. Y'all think, oh, marriage is a privilege. People are married right now and are getting cheated on right now. People get married and have double lives. What are y'all talking about? Y'all think marriage is so, oh my God. What? I'd rather be single than to be married and someone that's cheating on me. Like, y'all have this perspective of life. It's so effed up. People are married right now and are very unhappy. Like, I'd rather be single and explore life than to be married and be miserable and someone is cheating on me. Y'all think, but you're married and get alimony. What the do you think I give a fuck about alimony? I want a faithful husband. Don't nobody get married for alimony. I want to be married with someone that truly loves me.
She brought up how she never married Stefon because he was a cheater and said straight up she couldn't stomach that type of behavior. She didn't need to drop names. Everybody knew exactly who she was shading. Giselle made sure the world connected the dots, and she looked way too comfortable throwing that dirt with a smirk. Giselle's shade toward Cardi wasn't just casual. It had layers on layers. She was clearly pointing back to the Offset mess. 7 years of marriage and non-stop cheating that played out like a soap opera for the whole world to see. Offset embarrassed Cardi over and over again, and now the bitter irony is that Stefon doesn't look much different. Some people even whisper he might be worse. NFL insiders like Mike Goff have already said Stefon built up a reputation as a straight-up player, and he's not the only one. His brother Trevon has the same image. The Diggs brothers are seen as serial jugglers, bouncing between women and kids like it's a lifestyle. And the latest rumors about Stefon only make the picture uglier. Word is, he's got 3 babies on the way with 2 different women, and one of them might even be carrying twins. If that's true, Cardi isn't just the new girl. She's about to become baby mama number 4 in less than a year. That's wild and humiliating for someone with her status. And here's where it gets even messier. People are saying Cardi might actually prefer it this way. After surviving Offset's toxic circus, many believe she just wants to make sure her new man stays locked in, even if it means competing with other women. But Giselle claims it's not just the women Cardi should be watching out for. She's hinting that Stefon swings both ways. According to her, Stefon allegedly likes men too, which flips this whole story upside down. And let's be real, these rumors didn't just pop up yesterday. They've been floating around for a while, and Offset himself once threw shade in that direction, telling Cardi's fans to stop bothering him and go bother that dude instead. The way Giselle lined it up, she made sure Cardi's whole situation looked shaky and embarrassing in front of the world. Offset and Giselle might sound like bitter exes, but the allegations they're pushing aren't just random shots in the dark. They're feeding into a rumor mill that's been spinning for a while, and the boldest claims center around Stefon allegedly being into men. Earlier this year, celebrity stylist Chris Blake Griffith stepped forward with shocking accusations saying Stefon spiked his drink and tried to take advantage of him. That statement alone had the industry buzzing. Chris Blake isn't just some random voice either. He's a well-known stylist who moves in the same celebrity circles as Stefon, and he didn't hold back. To make things even messier, this wasn't the first time Chris's name made headlines. About a year ago, TMZ dropped that viral video showing Drake's stylist getting ambushed in an elevator by 3 men right as he was about to step out. Viewers were stunned by the brutal clip and the twist. One of the attackers was none other than Diggs, Stefon's own brother. That connection instantly added a darker layer to the situation. Suddenly, people weren't just looking at Diaz, they were side-eyeing Stefon too, wondering what role he might have played in the background. The timing, the ties, the family involvement, it all made the whispers about Stefon's private life louder. At first, the elevator video was brushed off as a simple robbery. The story was that Chris had been jumped and had his purse, jewelry, and valuables stolen. But as the truth started to unravel, it looked less like a random crime and more like a staged cover-up for something far more serious. The streets started connecting dots, and Stefon's name kept popping up in ways that couldn't be ignored. What the public was first told turned out to be nothing but a smokescreen for the real drama. Just days before that brutal elevator ambush, Chris Blake says he had an encounter with Stefon Diggs at an event that took a disturbing turn. According to Blake, Stefon allegedly slipped something in his drink and then tried to make an unwanted move on him. By pure luck, Blake claims he managed to pull away before things went further, but the damage was already done. Even though he escaped physically, the situation left him shaken, scarred, and questioning everything. Suddenly, the robbery story being pushed online didn't sound random anymore. It looked like a cover-up for something far more sinister. And here's where it gets even darker. Instead of finding comfort when he confided in the people closest to him, Blake was met with cold shoulders and accusations. Instead of support, he was hit with claims that he was chasing clout or trying to stir unnecessary drama. The backlash only deepened his isolation and left him feeling silenced. One of the people Blake turned to was reportedly boxing star Gervonta Davis. But rather than back him up, Gervonta didn't want the smoke. He distanced himself and even fired Blake as his manager. That blow left Blake reeling, but he still didn't give up. Feeling abandoned, he looked to Drake, who moved in the same circles as Stefon, hoping at least one industry heavyweight would step in and offer some help, or at the very least hear him out. But that support Blake was searching for? It never came. Leaked DMs between him and Drake revealed just how cold things got. Blake allegedly sent Drake a tape with all the evidence, hoping the superstar would share it publicly or at least help him get the truth out. Instead, Drake shut him down instantly and made it clear whose side he was on, and it wasn't Blake's. Drake's response was blunt. He reportedly wrote, "You asking me to post a tape about you ratting on people? I just really don't come from a family or a friend group or a city where that's acceptable. I live by a code, and that's become law. We all just gotta deal with our own ish off here. Not telling you to be no super gangster, I tell you what to do, but it made me feel super weird. You would think I would be into supporting that type of stuff." That message crushed any hope Blake had of rallying support, leaving him silenced and isolated even more. Eventually, Blake told his side of the story on his own, but as time passed, the buzz died down. Still, that wasn't the last time Stefon's name got dragged into DL rumors. In fact, the blind items kept coming. One hinted that a former A-list female rapper had a lot in common with her new boyfriend because both had been accused of secretly being into men. Another blind item claimed that a top NFL player, clearly pointing at Stefon, was so aware of the whispers that he made sure to constantly be seen with women throwing themselves at him just to bury the talk. And the mess didn't stop there. Yet another blind item dropped a bomb alleging that the same NFL player hooked up with a married A-plus list rapper while she was pregnant, and now he's facing accusations of crossing the line with men too. The gossip has snowballed so far that fans don't even know what to believe anymore, but one thing is clear: Stefon's name stays tied to controversy, and the whispers about his private life refuse to die. So as messy as Giselle can be, it's starting to look like she might actually be onto something with these DL claims about Stefon. Because according to her, the real chaos isn't even Stefon's secret, it's Cardi B herself. Giselle is saying Cardi is so desperate to keep her man that she's allegedly been joining him in threesomes with other men. And here's the kicker: Giselle swears she has a tape to prove it, but she refuses to leak it, at least not yet. Why hold back? According to Giselle, the last thing she wants to do is give Cardi free publicity that could boost her album sales. That's cold! She's basically painting Cardi as someone who acts bold and unbothered on the outside, but behind closed doors, she really does care about what people say. Giselle even claims Cardi told people Offset hurt her so badly that now she's determined to lock Stefon down at any cost, just to prove she can keep a man. And it's not just about love. Giselle says having her name tied to Stefon is good for Cardi's business and her music, so she's clinging to him no matter how messy it gets. In her eyes, that pregnancy announcement was just another power move to stay on top. But at this point, the Stefon Diggs, Cardi B, and Lord Giselle saga has officially spiraled into one of the juiciest scandals of the year. We've got secret tapes, hidden lives, pregnancy bombshells, and desperate plays that have fans completely shook. Nobody knows what's real, who's lying, or just how far this mess will go, but one thing is guaranteed: the drama is nowhere near finished. So now the question is, who's really winning here? Is Cardi really about to give birth to twins? Is Stefon's secret finally out for good? And who's the next one about to get burned? Stay locked in, because whatever drops next, it's going to be explosive.